There will be as many cases of skin cancer in the United States next year as all other cancers combined. It will be about 1.3 million cases.
Melanoma is the most rapidly increasing cancer in the United States. And we're in a desperate search for new ways to treat it. But once it spreads, it kills.
In the first few days, I was positive. It's just skin cancer. It's not going to hurt you.
Even it's bad. It's bad, it's big, and it's bad, and it just knows no boundaries.
And he told me going through this treatment is going to be like getting run over with a truck, having that truck back up over you, and having that truck run over you again.
But then look what I've also been through. I've also had melanoma. I've almost had my life taken away from me because I wanted a tan.
Well, if the sun is fading the paint on cars, just think of what it's doing to your skin. So why aren't we covering our kids up?
Over the last 3 to 5 years, I have to say there's really been a dramatic drop in the average age of the patient that we treat here.
I've heard the word before. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to say it. Melanoma.
When you are lying in a tanning bed, receiving the ultraviolet A light rays, you are actually lying in an aging machine.
And so the sun isn't to blame for the increased prevalence of skin cancer. It's us. It's our cultural behavior that's changed.
I walk the beach quite a bit, and I'll see these people, and there's half a dozen people that are burnt to a crisp, and you just wonder how unlucky or lucky they will be.
All life on our planet depends on the boundless energy of the sun. The sun has warmed and nurtured us throughout the ages, but we exist in a delicate balance with this natural force that governs our world. A delicate balance that creates for us a cruel paradox. The life-giving rays of the sun, upon which our survival depends, are also the source of a deadly, serious, and growing disease. The disease of skin cancer. While we are naturally drawn to the warmth and comfort of the sun, for our skin, it's a different story.
The skin is the largest organ in the body, and it is the only organ that we can see. We can't see our liver, we can't see our kidneys, we can't see our lungs, but we can actually see what is arguably the most important organ we have. And that organ screams to us with brown spots and red spots and inflammation and damage to the skin from sun exposure. It is actually talking to us, and we can see it, so unlike the other organs that we have.
Skin cancer rates have become epidemic, but before we ask what is skin cancer, we need to ask what is cancer?
Cancer itself is a variety of diseases that all have one central element, and that is the uncontrolled growth of a single cell. One of those cells starts to grow and for whatever reason just doesn't stop growing, and usually that's due to some type of an internal problem with the DNA or the brains inside the cell. And when you get that one cell that starts to grow and continues to grow, it grows into a clump of abnormal cells, and that's what we call a tumor. Eventually, cells from this tumor can kind of break off from the central tumor and spread through the body, and that's called a metastasis, or a spread of the cancer. And ultimately, that is the problem with cancer, is that you get these cells that have uncontrolled growth that grow into tumors, break off, and metastasize or spread throughout the body and form new tumors. Today, we're talking predominantly about skin cancer. And there's basically two different kinds of skin cancer. The more common type is the squamous cell and the basal cell cancers. Now, those types of skin cancers are very common, and they often occur multiply, and they're predominantly a localized cancer that are treated with surgery or radiation, and they're relatively easy to control if caught early. They don't have the tendency so much to spread throughout the body. The more serious type of skin cancer is melanoma. That type of cancer begins in the skin, but it can quickly spread throughout the body or metastasize to other organs and become more of a systemic type of cancer.